If this world were mine.
Hey, Roman numeral 7, babe, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I'd take your dreams and make them multiply. If this world was mine, I'd take your enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that light, hit them strictly with that fly.
So this week has been kind of busy. I just spent today shooting 2 YouTube videos along with this episode of content. So technically 3 YouTube videos on one Wednesday. And I'm not complaining. I'm actually quite thankful for the time to be able to sit down and shoot and then also edit all of this. The reason I'm shooting 2 YouTube videos this week is because Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks and I didn't want to be shooting Wednesday and editing and uploading everything while I'm on break for Thanksgiving. I usually kind of start editing on Thursday and then I'd be editing on Friday, and Friday I'm going to be out of town with family. And so I kind of wanted to get like ahead of the curve where I can edit it while I'm traveling and then upload it while I'm where I'm going to be. And so I was trying to kind of jump ahead of the curve, and today's video that I made was actually a Thanksgiving themed video. It's completely different what I normally make. It's genuinely me sitting down and ranting for about 15 minutes, and I don't know how it's going to do. I genuinely, it's different than reaction videos. It's genuinely just me angry. And I mean, I think it's going to be funny. I threw in some like stupid things to be angry about. Some of them were real, some of them weren't real. The whole video is just kind of to put on and just trying to entertain and trying to be funny. And I don't know. I hope that does well. I also made a YouTube video which will be coming out in 2 days, which I shot was Tuah Girl and Bevo and the Island Boys, and it was kind of like a catching up video talking about TikTokers who fall off. And while I was shooting the video, you know, I was talking about, and I made a joke about it throughout the entire video, but I also kind of wanted to clarify, like, Tuah Girl. This girl, and if you don't know anything about her, you can watch the YouTube video. It's out now. Here's a link to it. But I kind of explained her more there. But her whole story is that she basically made a dick joke and then blew up, and it's incredibly frustrating. For content, you know, instead of me sitting down and ranting about it in a more entertaining fashion, I kind of want to sit down and talk about it on a more realistic fashion, because it's all jokes, but in the end, I do kind of want to also share my genuine feeling about it. One of the hardest things about being a creator my size is when you look at a video of somebody and they blow up like crazy, and it's for the stupidest thing you've ever seen. When you're spending hours upon hours upon hours upon hours on a project, and I'm not just talking about me here, but for myself in this instance, we'll talk about me. When you spend hours on something and it gets 10 views or 200 views or 500 views, and a girl makes a dick joke and gets millions of views and starts a podcast that gets millions of views and builds a career that makes like thousands and thousands of dollars, it can be incredibly defeating, I suppose, because you're looking at this person who has made a crazy amount of money off of something so unfunny or even just ridiculous that you can't believe it's that big or huge or even popular. Now, I'm not saying sit here and start booing them and hating on them, but I am also saying that it's fair for a creator who's small, like yourself or myself, to be a little annoyed. I don't think that's necessarily unfair, but what you do with that energy is also important. You are not a person who's going to blow up like that. And, you know, I don't think I'm a person that's going to be blowing up like that. If I blew up in that state, maybe a joke or a meme or something like that, and it genuinely helped boost my account and I could start making more videos and getting paid from that, I don't know how I'd feel about it, because it's so frustrating when something stupid blows up like that, and it really does kind of jumpstart their whole career. On the same part, though, those careers are usually pretty short-lived, because the only thing that they're big for is being made fun of, or a joke, or a very quick, quick dopamine rush that just quickly transpires and disappears, where no one's like, oh, I kind of remember that guy. And you see it time and time again, and it's incredibly sad to watch, and every time I see it, I don't know why it keeps happening, and I don't know why people keep just, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Now, one thing I do want to make very clear is that, you know, it's very hard to not be jealous of those people, because it's like, wow, they didn't even have to work for it. And it can also be very, you know, defeating, because you are working so hard for something that they got so easily. And it's just like, in the end, I don't think it's about worth ethic. I don't think it's about skill or quality or time. It's luck. It's genuinely just luck. Blowing up, getting big, all of that is luck. If you stick to what you're doing, you get on your knees and you grind, you work and you work and you work, eventually something will work. And it's not going to be what you expect. You're not going to expect it. You can try your damnedest to get it to be the thing that you expect, but it's not always going to be that way. And that's okay. You need to remember, just keep going. Just keep grinding. Just keep working, because eventually something is bound to happen. But here's the thing. It's just luck. It really, that's how it feels like for the most part. One thing will blow up. The instant that you get that little bump, you gotta fucking run with that. Because if you don't, if you just sit there and just let it burn out, you missed your opportunity. You gotta go for it. You know, just go for it. I do know that my reaction videos and my YouTube videos and my shorts and the stuff I'm creating, it works sometimes. And, you know, honing in on what's working and what's not working is really important. And that's kind of what I'm focusing on, is like, okay, what's working? What's not working? And over time, pruning that bush until it gets right where you want it. Where it's perfectly round, perfectly shaped, and it's everything that you wanted it to be. And my bush is not perfect. And, you know, maybe the bush analogy isn't the best. I mean like an actual bush, not, you know, anything else. I think it's very easy to feel defeated when you look at all of the creators around you. And it's not a race. It's not a competition. Don't view it so competitively. You're not trying to one-up a creator. Don't focus on that. Just focus on being you. Focus on making something that you are proud of. That you are really, really proud of. And that should be what you're focusing on. And that took me 3 years to learn. That was a really major issue for me, was looking around at creators and saying, what do they have that I don't? And, you know, maybe it's more obvious to those people or for viewers or, you know, for who knows. But I don't think what they have that I don't is talent or quality or skill or being funny or unfunny. I think that what they have that I don't have is an audience. But they worked for it, for the most part. Depending on the person, they have an audience because they worked their asses off for it. If you want an audience, work your ass off for it. And that's what I've been doing. I've been building an audience. And you know what? Currently sitting at an audience of 2,484 people. That is my audience. And I love all of you so much. I remember being at 120 and being like, holy shit, I'm at 120 subscribers. This is crazy. And sitting at 2,000 is insane. It's genuinely insane. I am so appreciative and thankful for you guys. And I love how my account is growing. It's not blowing up like crazy fast. It's genuinely, naturally growing. People who find me organically and are like, oh wow, I like this creator, and they sit down and they watch and they subscribe and they stay here and they visit. I appreciate that. That's what I love. Because, you know, with TikTok, with my 38,000 followers, I don't know any of them. I don't recognize any of them. They're not names that I see on multiple videos and I say, oh wow, it's that viewer. I really appreciate him coming back and watching. Like, one that I've been recognizing the past couple of weeks has been Silent Friend 369, who commented on 2 different episodes of content. Every time I see that, that tells me so much. Silent Friend, thank you. I genuinely appreciate you. I just read your comment. You posted it right as my episode came out. You were the first person to watch content, episode 128, and I do appreciate that. I appreciate feedback, and I appreciate the encouragement, and I also appreciate you being here as a viewer right now in an account that's so small. Like that, to me, so much more valuable than clout, so much more valuable than fame, and just getting a lot of views, because I love the fact that I have that connection. I'm never going to take that for granted. Really. With that, that's all I really have for this week. I don't have much else, but I did want to really kind of sit down and kind of share my real piece on what's going on with that, and, you know, talk about it in a more serious note than I did in my YouTube video. So with that, that's all I got for now. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Adios.
Why would they?